going on, Jerome's, with the Minnesota Fighting Vikings team in flux this offseason. Kirk Cousins probably leaving. Danielle Hunter TBD. JJ still unextended. I need an extension. It's a big-time offseason, a big-time draft for Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. And it is mock draft season, and one of our favorites, Jordan Reid, our guy over at ESPN, did up his 2-round 2.0, and some good things happen. Some very, very, very good things happen for the Vikings up at 11. So no full spoilers, but quarterbacks went 1, 2, 3. There was a trade in there with the Bears, but the Vikings stick and pick and get their guy JJ McCarthy at 11. Now, I don't think that McCarthy gets out of the top 10. I think if the Vikings want to get JJ, I think they may have to maneuver a little bit. But what is most important is that the Vikings box out stupid-ass Sean Payton. Got him. This is what Jordan wrote. We obviously don't know if free agent Kirk Cousins will return to Minnesota, but McCarthy fits Kevin O'Connell's scheme so well. Yes, the passing sample size is limited. He only hit 25 or more passing attempts in 12 of 28 career starts. Is that a function of Harbaugh not believing in him, or Harbaugh running the piss out of the football, and also Michigan being up by 30 late in games? Who knows? And his combine workout was inconsistent, but his efficiency at Michigan is noteworthy. 72.3% completion rate. The infrastructure in Minnesota, with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson catching passes, is set up well for a young signal caller to grow too. And yeah, I do think McCarthy, you're betting on traits, you're betting on tools, you're wagering that he will progress even further. Just turned 21 years young, and in an offense where it will open things up for him. I think that, yes, I think that he would be perfectly situated here with the Vikings. Now, I'm not ready to say, the whole Mike Tannenbaum thing is like, well, if you put McCarthy in at LSU, he would have the same numbers as Jaden Daniels. Maybe not the rushing numbers, even though JJ is a plus athlete, but I think passing numbers would have been comparable, especially if McCarthy was chucking it to BTJ and Malik Neighbors. But who knows? It's a fruitless exercise. But, everyone knocks JJ's box scores, but we went over the reasons. Run-first offense, dominating football team. It is what it is. But when McCarthy was asked to have big-time throws or clutch throws late in games, he generally delivered. And I think that he is a guy that could play, who's very coachable. Harbaugh raves about him. I think that he can make plays on script. I think that he can make plays off script as well, which is a bonus. Vikings haven't really had that. And I think that he has all of the hallmarks of a guy who can progress very nicely. That's exactly what Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi, and now Josh McCown, not Luke McCown, Josh McCown, have wanted. And I think that, yes, I mean, kind of stinks parting ways with Kirk Cousins. Probably has some good football left in him, but I mean, JJ could be dynamite. Chuck into JJ. Into the second round, I love this pick. I love this pickup. So at 42, Jordan has the Vikings going Michigan back-to-back. Red Dawn stuff. Wolverines. Kris Jenkins, defensive tackle out of Michigan. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah has leaned on explosiveness and defensive prospects since taking over as Minnesota GM. Jenkins has those traits. He posts a 30-inch vertical at 299 pounds, and Vikings defensive line could be headed for some turnover. Well, yeah, we point out that the only two Vikings defensive linemen who are under contract, because Lowry's getting cut, are Harrison Phillips and Jaquelin Roy. So adding a body like Kris Jenkins here, it's beautiful. I love it, man. And yeah, Kris Jenkins does have those bloodlines. You want him. Where his pops was a great nose tackle for a number of years in the league, notably with the Jets. But Junior, 22 years young, 6'2" 3/4", 299 pounds, second team All-American, 37 tackles, 20 pressures, 2.5 sacks, 82.7 PFF grade. Played fantastic in the playoffs against Alabama as well as Washington. Big time reason why Michael Penix did not have a good day is that quick interior pressure. Kris Jenkins right in his lap right away. At the combine, 9.55 RAS, 4.91 40. Great in the jumps, great in the broad jump as well. So he's got that quickness, he's got explosiveness, and he's one of those players where the box score doesn't tell the whole story. He was consistently, getting a good pass rush. It does need to develop more of a pass rusher with a plan. But, I mean, he is a lot like McCarthy. He certainly does have the tools to get things done. And his scouting report from NFL.com, Lance Zierlein, NFL comp, Milton Williams, overview, possesses rare pedigree with a college football national title under his belt and a father who was a 4-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle. Jenkins has a smaller frame for his position, but he plays with good strength and one-on-one power swaps. He can neutralize single blocks, but it has trouble fighting back to muddy his gap against double teams. His motor stays engaged. He's frequently running down ball carriers and chasing quarterbacks by the end of the play. Jenkins flashes more rush talent than his sack production would indicate, but he still needs to work on developing more go-to moves to pair with his spin counter. Jenkins isn't a natural two-gapper, but he can play upfield or read and react football on the next level as an eventual starter capable of creating disruption. So I kind of like it. Both picks, the Vikings are betting on players who are still developing and are likely going to be much more productive in the National Football League. And I mean, Jenkins along the defensive line, great against the run, developing as a pass rusher as well. Just disruption. I mean, that's mainly what you want, just causing havoc and chaos at the line of scrimmage, not ceding ground, not doing anything. I think Jenkins would be a great pickup. Could play 4-tech, 5-tech, 3-tech when the Vikings go 2 or 4 down linemen. And then J.J. McCarthy, I mean, ideally he would sit for a year, but if Kirko leaves, I don't think that's going to be an option, no matter who they pick up as a bridge quarterback. So McCarthy, again, he's in a good situation. This is not a Bryce Young where the cupboard is bare situation in Carolina. J.J. McCarthy is honestly walking into one of the best, if not the best, situations for a rookie quarterback in recent memory, where you have the weapons, you have an offensive-minded head coach, you have Josh McCown as your QB coach, you have 2 solid tackles. Hopefully they suture up the interior offensive line. The running game hopefully gets going, but yeah, I really like these 2 picks. So your thoughts are thoughts. Jordan Reid mock draft 2.0, Michigan back to back. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts and his thoughts in the comment section below. You guys know what to do. Skol, production value.